to the 1964 World Series of Baseball from Yankee Stadium, New York. Well, we have a beautiful day here in New York. It is much warmer today. The temperature will be in the high 60s. The breeze is not as cold or as strong as it has been in the two previous series games. And right down below us, two young right-handers are warming up. Bob Gibson, fireballing right-hander, will be going for the Cardinals, and 22-year-old Mel Stottlemyre, who beat the Cardinals 8-3 out at St. Louis. A complete brute job for him, will be pitching today for the Yankees. So this is now Game 5. Let's recap. Remember the first game. The Cardinals won 9-5 in St. Louis. The Yankees came back to win the second game 8-3. Stottlemyre the winner, Gibson the loser in that game, and they're matched up here again today. Then the Yankees beat the Cardinals in the third game as the series moved to Yankee Stadium by a score of 2-1. Boston, the winner in that one, Schultz the loser. Mantle hitting a homer in the ninth inning. And yesterday, Ken Boyer, the hero, along with two superb relief men, Roger Craig and Ron Taylor, as the Cardinals even the series at 2 games apiece, defeating the Yankees by a score of 4-3. So Game 5 today. We'll have an open date tomorrow, and Game 6 for sure will be played in St. Louis on Wednesday afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, this program is authorized under broadcast rights granted by the Commissioner of Baseball solely for the entertainment of our audience. And any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the express consent of the Commissioner is prohibited. All the batters of the Cardinals are moaning about the lighting here at Yankee Stadium. The brilliant sunshine, the batter in the shadows, especially as the game wears on. Dick Groat, Curt Flood, young Mike Shannon, young McCarver, different Cardinal players that we talked to before the game are complaining about the background. Of course, center field bleachers are full here during the series. The pitcher is just a silhouette, according to them, as that ball comes rocketing in out of the brilliant sunshine into the shadows. And as Dick Groat said, I admire these Yankee batters who have to play here the year round. I would think you might tack 15 or 20 points on their lifetime batting averages. This is a tough ballpark to hit in. Now let's take a look at the starting lineups. If you have your pencil and scorecard handy to go right along with us here on our NBC broadcast. For the visiting St. Louis Cardinals, leading off and playing center field will be Curt Flood. Flood is in center field. Lou Brock. Brock in left field hitting second. Incidentally, those two fellows, Flood had 211 hits during the regular season. Brock had 200 hits. They have not been on base too many times, though, so far in the first 4 games of the series. Flood is 4 out of 18. Brock is 2 out of 17. Bill White, who's had only 1 hit and 15 up, will be batting number 3 for the Cardinals. They're waiting for him to break out. He's hitting number 3 and playing first base. Bill White. The cleanup man is Ken Boyer. Boyer batting number 4 and playing third base for St. Louis. Dick Groat will be batting number 5. He's made 2 brilliant stops at shortstop in the series. Groat at short, hitting fifth for the Cardinals. The catcher, batting number 6 for St. Louis, will be Tim McCarver. McCarver batting 6. Mike Shannon will be playing right field and batting number 7 for St. Louis. Shannon in right field. Del Maxville is the second baseman. He's hitting number 8. Javier still has a bad hip, and it's been Maxwell most of the way for the Cardinals at second base, except when they pinch hit for him. And the pitcher is Bob Gibson. Bob Gibson for the Cardinals. Gibson, during the regular season, had an earned run average of 3.01. He won 19 games, lost 12. He finished very strong in the month of September, and he was voted the outstanding National League player for the month of September. Now the lineup for the homestanding New York Yankees. Leading off and playing shortstop will be Phil Linz. Linz at shortstop. Batting number 2 at second base, Bobby Richardson. And Richardson took the blame for the game yesterday. That's just like Richardson. He won't crow much when he does something well, and he's the first one to pop in and take the blame if he messes something up in the field. Bobby Richardson at second. Roger Maris will be in center field, batting number 3. Maris in center field. Hitting cleanup, and so far the leading batter in the World Series, Mickey Mantle. He's hitting for an average of .429. Mantle is in center field, batting cleanup. Batting Batting number 5 for the Yankees will be Elston Howard. Howard hitting fifth and catching for New York. Tommy Fresh will be playing left field for the Yankees. Fresh, batting number 6 in left field. Joe Pepitone will be at first base. Pepitone is batting 7th. Cletus Boyer. Boyer is hitting 8th. And pitching for New York, batting 9th, will be 22-year-old Mel Stottlemyre. Whitey Ford was scheduled to pitch yesterday or today. He has a bruised heel that is giving him trouble when he strides in his pitch today, and he was supposed to call the Yankees from the bullpen phone if he was all right. He didn't call, and now there's beginning to become a doubt as to whether Ford is going to be available for any more pitching action in the series. So much, Curt Gowdy. Hello again, everybody. A beautiful afternoon here at Yankee Stadium. Game number 5. The World Series all tied up, 2 games apiece. The action will switch to Busch Stadium in St. Louis, regardless of the outcome of this one. The Cardinals guaranteed themselves a return to their home ballpark through their thrilling victory yesterday afternoon. Flood was hitless against Stottlemyre in St. Louis. The pitching pairings are the same in this, the 5th game, as they were for the 2nd game. Stottlemyre beat Gibson 8-3. Flood was hitless in that game, nothing out of 4. He's hitting .222 for the World Series with 4 out of 18. He's driven in 3 runs. He has no homer. During the regular season, he had 211 hits as he batted .311. All set to go. The wind, what there is of it, is blowing towards left field today. Here's Mel Stottlemyre ready for the first pitch of the ball game. Into the windup he goes, and here it is. And it's a fastball low, ball 1. 1 ball and no strike. Vern Benson coaching at third base. Joe Schultz at first base for the Cardinals. Boyer playing a shallow at third base. Linz is deep shortstop. Richardson near the bag at second. Pepitone at first. Here's the pitch. The curve is outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Finney Smith of the National League is the umpire behind the plate. Al Smith of the American League at first base. Frank Secori of the National League at second base. Bill McKinley of the American League at third base. Down the left field line, Kenny Burkhardt. Here's ball 3, low and inside. Kenny Burkhardt of the National League, the left field foul line umpire, and Hank Story of the American League down the right field line. A beautiful afternoon. Curt Flood leading it off. 3 balls, no strike. Mel Stottlemyre will beat the Cardinals 8-3 on a 7-hitter. Here's the pitch. Strike is called, a fastball. And Flood looks inquiringly at Finney Smith. Steps out of the batter's box, takes a glance down at Vern Benson, the third base coach, who controls through relay from manager Johnny Key whether to hit or take. And he takes strike 2. The count is full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Stottlemyre in his 8-3 victory in St. Louis walked only 2 men, fanned 4. Got in trouble in the last 2 innings, and that was all. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the big pitch. Ball 4, he walked him. Curt Flood opens with a walk. That brings up Lou Brock. World Series. Now the Cardinals are anxious to see him break out of it. That's Flood's first base on balls in the World Series. Just checking, I believe it's the first time that the Cardinal leadoff man has been on base. There's a first pitch low, snap throw to first, the runner back. And it is the first time that the Cardinal leadoff man has opened the ball game by getting on base in this World Series. Lou Brock hitting only .118. No homers, 3 RBIs, 2 hits and 17 times at bat. He was hitless, nothing out of 4 against Stottlemyre the last time, but hit the ball hard 3 different times. Here's the pitch. Tried to hit the left and he missed. The count is even at a ball and a strike. A runner at first base, nobody out. The 5th game of the World Series has just started. Curt Flood, open with a walk. Lou Brock, the batter, the count evened up at a ball and a strike. The defense straight away against Brock, who's a left-handed batter. Quick throw to first, the runner's back. Pepitone tosses the ball leisurely to Mel Stottlemyre. Lou Brock steps out of the batter's box and is looking down at third base coach Vern Benson. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the sign given. There's the stretch by Stottlemyre. The pitch to Brock. It's a strike call. A half-speed pitch. Caught the outside corner at the belt. And And it's 2 strikes and a ball. Stottlemyre, for a youngster only 22 years old, certainly has great pitching savvy out there. Wonderful poise. The youngest man in the World Series. 2 strikes and a ball. There's the stretch. And now the pitch. Outside. It's an outside corner. And Brock is arguing about that one. He's called out on strikes, and he didn't like it at all. Here is Bill White now. White's had only 1 hit. 1 out of 15 in the World Series. Batting .067. One of the powers in the Cardinal attack during the course of the season, especially the second half, when he was red hot. Quick throw to first, the runner back. White, during the regular season, hit 21 homers and drove in 102 runs. Has no homers, no RBIs in this series. The stretch the pitch. He had a cut and he missed the low fastball. 1 strike and no ball. Stottlemyre is a sinker ball right-hander. His fastball dips. Bill White is known as a real good fastball and low ball hitter. 1 strike, no ball. Time is called. Something got into White's eye. Bill is not anxious to get it out because he feels it might be a base hit. Wants to keep it. 1 strike and no ball. 1 out, 1 on. There's the stretch. From the belt. Here's the pitch. And it's in there for a strike call. That off-speed pitch of Stottlemyre. He's changing speed beautifully and earlier today than he did in the second game of the series. So he's ahead of Bill White with 2 strikes and nothing. 1 out, flood at first base. Kenny Boyer, the hero of yesterday's victory, will be next. Now the stretch. And the pitch to White. He struck him out on a curveball. And he made him look bad. As White missed a down-breaking curveball and missed it badly. So that's 2 strikeouts in this inning, and here's Kenny Boyer. Boyer's had only 2 out of 15 in the World Series, but one of them turned defeat into victory. Stottlemyre has just picked up his 6th strikeout of the World Series. Stand 2 in this inning. Here's Boyer waiting. Here's the stretch. And now the pitch. A bouncing ball towards short. Lynn's on the big hop. Flips to second for the 4th play. So Boyer, 4th plug. No hits, no runs, no errors. 1 left. At the middle of the first inning, the score, St. Louis nothing. Wait a minute now, let's see. Interference. Hold on. Interference has just been called. As Boyer swung, the catcher, Elston Howard, touched his bat. And the Yankees, on their way off the field, suddenly realized that this inning isn't over yet. Elston Howard tipped Kenny Boyer's bat as he bounced out to Lynn. So that's a catcher's interference. And Boyer is safe at first base. And we are still in the first inning with Dick Groat coming up there. That was a rare one indeed, Curt Gowdy.
I haven't seen that in years in the American League during a regular season, Harry.
I believe that Howard will be charged with an error on this play. We'll have to check it. During the course of the regular season, it happened to the Cardinals several times, always to one man, Julian Javier. I think it happened to him 3 different times during the course of the National League season. Kenny Boyer, in swinging, Elston Howard touched his bat for interference call. And the Yankees, like everybody else, who thought the top of the first inning was over, had to return to their position. As Boyer is at first, Flood is at second, 2 men are out, and here's Dick Groat up there. Groat hitting .267, had a triple against Stottlemyre the last time he faced him. A rare play gives the Cardinals added life here, or new life, in the first inning. The stretch by Stottlemyre, the pitch. 1 strike and no ball. Stottlemyre has a much better curveball going for him today, and he's using it considerably. It is an error on Elston Howard charge for the interference for giving Kenny Boyer a life. The official scores are Lou Hatter of the Baltimore Sun, Tommy Holmes of the New York Herald Tribune, and Jack Herman of the St. Louis Globe-Democrat. No time at bat is charged to Boyer. It's interference and an error on the catcher. Now the pitch to Dick Groat. Curveball breaks outside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, the rarity in the World Series of a man reaching base on a strikeout, and the Yankees utilizing that break to beat the Dodgers in a key ball game some years ago. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the pitch. It's a fastball low. 2 balls and a strike to Dick Gross, Cardinal shortstop. He had 1 out of 3 at triple against Stottlemyre in St. Louis. Here's the announcement to the crowd. 2 balls, 1 strike. A murmur goes through the crowd. They probably been inquiring of each other what in the world had happened. There's the stretch. And now the pitch. There's a foul ball up to the right. And the count is evened up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second, 2 out. Elston Howard goes out to talk to Mel Stottlemyre. Stottlemyre from Matson, Washington, in the great Northwest. Was born in Hazleton, Missouri, a town of population of 10. Stottlemyre getting ready. 6'2", 180 pounds, just 22 years old. Runners at first and second, the 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Inside curve, ball 3. And the count is full, and the runners will be going with the pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Tim McCarver would be next. Dick Gross fell away from the curveball that time, and it almost caught the inside corner. This is the automatic getting around here with 2 out, 3 balls, 2 strikes on the hitter. Flood off second, Boyer off first. They'll be going with the pitch. There's the stretch down to the belt. Here's the pitch. There they go. Ball 4. The bases are loaded. The fastball dipped inside to Curt, and he held up. So Tim McCarver steps up. The bases loaded and 2 out. McCarver drove in a run against Stottlemyre in St. Louis. That's 1 out of 4. Left-handed batter up there with the bases loaded. 2 minutes. No score in the 5th game of the World Series. We're in the top of the 1st inning. An inning marked by an interference call. An apparent 3rd out was thereby nullified. Here's Stottlemyre's pitch to McCarver. It's a strike. A good fastball over the outside corner, fell high. Mantle in deep right field. Maris in center. And left field is Tommy Tresh. Stottlemyre getting ready. McCarver, 1 out of 4 against him last time, batting .417 in the series. Here's a curveball, and he chased it. A bad pitch, but he went after it, and he's in the hole, 2 strikes to nothing. A curveball, breaking in on McCarver and low. He had committed himself and couldn't stop. 2 strikes, no balls. Bases jammed, 2 out, top of the 1st. No score. Stottlemyre out in front of McCarver. Now the windup. Here's the pitch on the way. Outside curve, barely missed. A tantalizing pitch. A change. But just missed the strike zone. Beyond the knee. Cleet Boyer playing a very wide third base. McCarver quite frequently hits the ball on the third base line. 2 strikes and a ball. Flood at third. Boyer at second. Grote at first. Mel Stottlemyre takes a little too much time, in the opinion of McCarver, and Tim steps out of the batter's box. Battle of nerves here between pitcher and hitter. 2 strikes and a ball. Here's the windup and now the pitch. He struck him out, swinging hard. And he took his way out of that jam. So it is no run. No hit. 1 error, 3 men left on base. And now at the middle of the 1st inning, the score, St. Louis nothing, the Yankees nothing. We go to the bottom half of the 1st inning. And Phil Lynch will lead it off. So add to the oddities of this year's World Series an interference call. Curt, Gowdy and I were just chatting, finding it difficult to recall when this had happened before in a World Series. Phil Lynch hitting .250 in this year's World Series. He had 2 out of 3 against Bob Gibson the last time he faced him. There's a fastball low. 1 ball, no strike. So Bob Gibson's first pitch is low. Gibson was paired against Stottlemyre in that second game. There's a curve swung on in this. And the count is evened up on and nobody out. Bottom half of the first inning, no score. The World Series moves to St. Louis next. Here's the pitch. Swung on, a high pop foul back. Out of play into the stands. 2 strikes and a ball on Phil Lind. He's had 1 homer and 1 RBI in the series. Batting .250. During the regular season, he hit .250. That's consistency. Bob Gibson gets set. Takes a lot of time. Now he's ready. 2 strikes and a ball. There's the pitch. He struck him out swinging. A curveball. So Lind goes down swinging. In losing to the Yankees 8-3 in the second game of the series, Gibson fanned 9 men during his 8 innings. He was trailing 4-2 when he went out of the ballgame. Here now is Bobby Richardson. Right-handed batter to pitch. Strike a good fastball over the outside corner. Richardson hitting .333 in this World Series. No homers, 3 RBI. He had 2 out of 4 against Bob Gibson. There's the wind-up now to pitch to the right-handed batter. The curve line into center field for a base hit. Richardson singled sharply to center. He hit a curveball and he hit it right on the nose. That little fella is some ball player, believe you me. Here now is Roger Maris. Richardson has the most hits in the series now with 7. Roger Maris, who's had 4 out of 17 in the series. No homers and no RBIs, hitting .235. During the regular season, he hit .281. There's the stretch. The pitch. He takes the fastball at the knee and strike ball. 1 strike and no ball. Bobby Richardson becomes the first Yankee to reach base with a line single in the center field. Edges off first base. There's the stretch. Now the pitch on the left. A bouncing ball to Maxfield. 92. Second base 1. First base. Oh, a double play. The inning is over. Maxfield for Gross to White. As Maris howls into a double play. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, and nobody left. And at the end of the first inning, the score is St. Louis nothing, New York nothing. Gowdy, this is Caray at Yankee Stadium. We go into the top of the second inning. Mike Shannon will lead it off for the Cardinals, hitting .267 in this World Series with 1 home run. There's a windup by Stottlemyre, the pitch. The curveball is in there for a strike call. 1 strike. 4 against the pitching of Stottlemyre in St. Louis. Stottlemyre trying to win his second game of the series. Now ready. Into the windup he goes. The pitch is on the way. The curveball is outside. That evens it up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Stottlemyre in his first victory. Primarily a fastball pitcher. This afternoon he's throwing mostly curveball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mike Shannon, the hitter. We're on the top of the second with no score. Here's the wind and now the pitch. Shannon gets out of the way. Chipped the rope to get out of the way of that one. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Shannon, a very cool young man, 25 years old, a fine athlete, and with the physique of a great athlete. Tall, rangy. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Broken bat, ground ball. Quick Boyer's got it. There's the peg across the diamond inside. So Mike Shannon breaks his bat as he bounces out to Clete Boyer. That'll bring up Dal Maxfield. He's 2 out of 10 in the World Series. Playing every day, much to his surprise, pleasant surprise. Now the pitch. There's a line shot in the right center. That's a base hit. Mickey Merrill cuts it off on 1 hop. Maxfield lines a single to right center. Well, the Cardinals have a runner at first with 1 out, and Bob Gibson, who batting against Stottlemyre in St. Louis in the second game, had 1 out of 2. A good hitter. Bob will be 29 years old in November. product of Creighton University in Omaha. Fine athlete. One of the fastest runners on the Cardinal ball club. There's a stretch to pitch. He swings and he fouls it off, and down he goes. It hurt him. He fouled that one off his ankle. Boy, that hurts. Trainer Bob Bowman of the Cardinals sprints gingerly to the field. And Gibson now, Gibson broke his ankle 2 years ago. Hasn't completely recovered from it yet, from the standpoint of running speed. And he broke his ankle, in a very freakish manner while in the batting cage, swinging at a pitch just as he did a moment ago. Twisted his ankle and broke it. And his broken ankle led to the Dodgers losing a pennant, because Curt moved into his pitching rotation and shut the Dodgers out on the final day of the season. Here's a pitch. It's a fastball high. That necessitated a playoff with the Giants, which the Giants subsequently won. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bob Gibson. Runner at first base. 1 out. We're in the second inning, no score. Mel Stottlemyre gets set. Here's the pitch. He swung at a curve, but he missed it. And a good cut. It was a high curveball, and he missed it. 2 strikes and a ball. The Yankee outfield plays straight away. Likewise, the infield. Bob Gibson, the hitter. Curt will be next. Stottlemyre gets set. Maxfield, a lead off first base. Now the pitch. Curveball, tap fouled on the third base line, over near the Cardinal dugout. 2 strikes and a ball. Cardinal bat boy, Bobby Baker, to cover that baseball. Cardinals have afforded their bat boy from St. Louis as a special reward for his season's efforts. 2 strikes and a ball, the pitch. Fouling in. A rolling foul back to the screen. I see your eyebrows go up, Curt. Can't help it, that's the boy's name. Trying to piece things together here. 2 strikes and a ball. 1 out, 1 on. Here's a pitch on the way. Curve inside, and that evens it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bob Gibson, the batter. Down Maxfield, the runner at first base. A beautiful afternoon at Yankee Stadium. Crowd about 67,000. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Stottlemyre is at the belt. Here's the pitch. Bounce it foul again, and Curt grabbed that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Gibson is staying alive, making Stottlemyre work. Pepitone, the Yankee first baseman, hoping the runner on over there. Bob Gibson, a good hitting pitcher. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Stottlemyre. There's the stretch to the pitch. He struck him out on a curveball. There is Stottlemyre's 4th strikeout. Wound up striking out the side in the first, getting McCarver for the final out with the bases loaded. Now, with 2 away, a runner at first base, here's Curt. Right-handed batter walked his first time up. Stottlemyre has his glove on his knee, leaning forward at the moment. Now he's ready. Here's the pitch. A bouncing ball foul on the third base line. Vern Benson snaps that ball down, coaching over there. Vern, of course, concerned about Mrs. Benson, who would have been here to see the World Series, but for an operation. Happy to report she's recovering nicely. There's the stretch. And the pitch. Ground ball to short. Lynn has got it over to second base to Richardson for the 4th out. 1 hit, no run, no errors, 1 left. At the middle of the second inning, the score. St. Louis nothing, Yankees nothing. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. No score. And this is the fifth game of the 1964 World Series. Mickey Mantle, the leading hitter of the series, batting .429. With one home run, that won a ball game. Driven in 4 runs. Got 6 out of 14. Here's a pitch by Gibson. The curveball is rolled. Against Gibson, in St. Louis, Mantle was hitless, nothing out of 3. Switch hitter batting left-handed. There's a wind and out of pitch. Fastball is low. 2 balls, no strike. Cardinals have had 1 hit. Single by Dow Maxwell. The Yankees have had 1 hit. Single by Bobby Richards. Now the wind, and here's the pitch. A fastball is low for ball 3. Elston Howard will be next. 3 balls, no strike. Against Gibson in St. Louis, the Yankees scored their first run in the 4th. Here's the pitch, and it's ball 4 high. Mantle walks on 4 pitches. For Mickey, that's his 5th base on ball. Here's Elston Howard, batting .385 in the World Series. No homers, 1 run batted in. He had 1 out of 4 against Gibson in St. Louis. Now the stretch. The pitch. It's a strike at the knees, a fastball. 1 strike and no ball. Mantle in spite of these leg injuries is still faster than average. 1 strike, no ball. There's the pitch. High inside, and it hit him. Howard is hit by the pitch ball. Just barely kicked him. So the Yankees now have a good chance here in the second inning. Runners at first and second and nobody out, and Joe Pepitone is the hitter. Let's see how the Yankees play. They have one of their power left-hand hitters up. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Pepitone was 2 out of 14 in the World Series. They stretch the pitch. Fastball a little bit low. 1 ball, no strike. Pepitone has driven in 1 run. No homers, hitting .143. Against Gibson in St. Louis, Pepitone had a double. There's the stretch. Now the pitch. High pop ball, out of play, into the stands on the third base side. Now bouncing back downstairs. And boy, a football huddle down there as they scramble for the souvenir. 1 ball, 1 strike on Pepitone. Here's a stretch by Gibson. From the belt to pitch. A bouncing ball, slowly hit. The only play will be first base, and Gibson takes it there himself. Pepitone tapped the ball. Bob Gibson coming off the mound to his left on the run. Grabbed the ball near the first base line and just kept on running for the put-out. Well, that brings up Tom Fresh with runners at second and third and only 1 out. And they have a base to put him on if they want to. See, they are going to walk him. An intentional pass will bring up Curt Boyer. With the bases loaded and 1 out. Well, Tommy Fresh is being intentionally passed. Boyer in St. Louis drove in the first run of the ball game against Gibson with a sacrifice fly in a similar situation, only it was in the 4th inning. With runners at second and third, Fresh was intentionally passed then, as he is now. It brought up Boyer, who hit a sacrifice fly for the first run off Gibson tying up the ball. What does Boyer do this time? The bases are jammed. Fresh is at first, Howard at second, Mantle at third. There's only 1 out. The infield's going to play back for the double play. Curt Boyer, right-handed batter up there. You know what another Boyer did with the bases loaded yesterday. There's the windup by Gibson. Here's the pitch. A bouncing ball fouled off to the right. He was trying to hit that one in the right field. A slider. Arnold returning to third base. Howard in second. Tom Fresh at first. Right-handed batter waits. Bases loaded. Cardinal infield playing back. Here's the windup by Bob Gibson. Here's the pitch. He swings and he misses strike two. That was a fastball knee high. Two strikes, no ball. Bases jammed. Now Stottlemyre will be next. Gibson ahead of Clete Boyer now. This is a key situation. Only one out, the bases loaded. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. Inside with a curveball. And it's two strikes and a ball. White doesn't hold the runner on at first base, playing back to enhance the defensive percentage. Two strikes and a ball. Here's the pitch. Outside and high with a curve. That evens it up at 2-2. Now here's the pitch that swings the pendulum so far as hitter or pitcher percentage. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Gibson takes a little more time. Shakes off the sign with his glove. Now he's ready. Into the windup. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Foul back. Out of play into the stands, onto the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A tense moment here at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees have the bases loaded with 1 out. The score, 0-0. Cletus Boyer up there. Now Gibson is set. Ready. Now he winds. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Swung on and popped up in foul territory. McCarver chasing it. It's out of play. Into the stand. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As Boyer fouls off the second pitch on that count. Boyer, a high fastball hitter. Gibson, primarily a fastball pitcher. McCarver out talking to Gibson. The outfield defense is straight away for Boyer, who hits the ball to all field. During the regular season, Boyer hit .218. In this World Series, he's hitting .214. He's driven in 2 runs. Right-handed batter up there. Bases jammed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bob Gibson is set. Now into the windup. Here's the 2-2 pitch. He struck him out. Boyer goes down swinging. And now here is Al Stottlemyre. He struck out 3 times against Gibson in St. Louis. Infield now doesn't have to turn over any double play. They're back in normal position as they were a moment ago. Here's the pitch to Stottlemyre, right-handed batter. The curve is outside. 1 ball, no strike. Stottlemyre, nothing out of 4 against Gibson and St. Louis, striking out 3 times. He's up there now with the bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle of fastball, Mickey Mantle. Came down the line that time quickly. Hoping to distract Gibson or to trap him into a balk. Now the 1-1 pitch, here it is. Swung late and fouled out of play. 2 strikes and a ball. Bob Gibson with the bases loaded, but now with 2 outs. He got Clete Boyer on a high curveball. The ball is swung at and missed. Now he's way ahead of Stottlemyre. 2 strikes and a ball. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. Curveball, and he struck him out. The Yankees don't score. No runs, no hits. No errors, 3 left. At the end of the second inning, the score: St. Louis 0, New York 0. This is Harry Caray with Curt Gowdy. Yankee Stadium. Lou Brock, the batter. 1 strike, the count. He bunts. Past the mound. Here's a play at first base. He's out. Nice play by Pepitone, who grabbed the bunt and tagged them all in the same motion. Good play by Joe Pepitone as Brock tried to drag one past the mound, but got a little bit too close to the first baseman. who grabbed it and tagged them all in the same motion. 1 out. Now Brock continues to have trouble in his World Series. He's had only 2 out of 19. Here's Bill White. 1 out of 16. 1 out and nobody on base. The pitch. White has a cut, but he misses a curveball. 1 strike, no ball. 1 out, nobody on base. 0-0. Al Stottlemyre delivers. There's a high fly ball. Deep to right, but Mantle is there. He's under the ball. He'll get it. And he does. White fly deep to Mantle in right. Yesterday, that ball might have gone out with the wind blowing out that way, but not today. Here's Kenny Boyer. He was safe on a catcher's interference call in the first inning. That's not ruled any time at bat, so he's nothing out of nothing here. 2 men out, nobody on base. And this one is Gibson against Stottlemyre. Here's a pitch on the way to Boyer. Got curveball low. 1 ball, no strike. 2 out, nobody on base. We're in the third. World Series tied up 2 games apiece. Now the pitch swung on. A hot shot. Great play by Curt Boyer. The peg. He's out. Peg takes it away. 1, 2, 3. Nothing across. At the middle of the third inning, the score remains St. Louis nothing. New York nothing. Great ball game underway here. 0-0. We go into the bottom half of the third. The Yankees at the top of the batting order with 2 men. To lead it off. Lynn Span, first time at bat. Bob Gibson getting ready. Into the windup and out of the pitch. Lynn takes the strike call at the knee. No brotherly love on that last play to end the Cardinal top of the third. And Cletus Boyer made a sparkling backhanded stop. Brother Kenny bid for a double and threw him out. Pitch to Lynn to strike. A slider caught the outside corner. Both pitches have been in a jam today, and both have gone to their strikeout pitch to get out of it. Stottlemyre fanning McCarver with the bases loaded in the first. Gibson fanning both Cleet Boyer and Stottlemyre with the bases loaded in the second. Here's a ground ball hit to Gross. He's got it. There's a peg to first. Easy out. Wins is thrown out by Dick Gross. 1 away. Here's Bobby Richardson, the hittingest of all the hitters. 7 hits in his World Series.
The game continues at the beginning of side 2 after a shot.
Here's Bobby Richardson, the hittingest of all the hitters. 7 hits in his World Series. Center on a curveball his first time up. He has hit Gibson hard now in this series, 3 out of 5. Here's the pitch, a fastball, rips through McCarver's glove, rolls back to the screen. Of Sumter, South Carolina, Bobby Richardson. The record for hits in a World Series is 12. Now the pitch. He swings a high pop fly. Maxfield, the second baseman, drifting back in short right field. He's under the ball, and he takes it. Richardson pops to Maxfield. We have ourselves quite a pitching duel going on. Here's Roger Maris. He hits a double play in the first. The Yankees have aired 6 times in this World Series. The Cardinals have made 1 booth. This series is all tied up, as you know, and you can see why when you look at the composite figures. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside. Cardinals have scored 17 runs in the first 4 games, and the Yankees have made 18 runs. Cardinals 31 hits, the Yankees 35. There's the pitch on the way to Maris. Fastball outside again. 2 balls, no strike. 2 men out, nobody on base. Mickey Mantle would be next. Roger Maris, the hitter. Bob Gibson is set. The windup now, the pitch is on the way. A high fly ball, deep left center field, way back is Brock. He's under it now, he's waiting. He takes it. Maris fly deep to Brock in left center. Nothing across for the Yankees in the third. And at the end of the third inning, the score remains St. Louis nothing, New York nothing. Fourth inning. It's nothing and nothing. Caray will lead it off for the Cardinals in the fourth. He walked his first time up. Stottlemyer's allowed one hit. Gibson's allowed one hit. One error has been charged. That on a interference call charged to Elston Howard, who tipped Kenny Boyer's bat. Enabling Boyer to reach first base. Here's Gross. Stottlemeyer waiting. But wind him now, the pitch on the way.
Unfortunately, we are missing the audio for the first three batters in the top of the fourth. Dick Grote ground. Tim McCarver bounced back to the mound, and Mike Shannon flied to deep center field. We continue with Mickey Mantle batting in the last of the fourth.
Fastball rolling away. That evens it up and the ball on the strike. Mantle walked his first time up against Gibson. Was hit with against him in St. Louis. 0 for 3. One ball, one strike. Here's Gibson winding. The pitch is on the way. And it's high. Ball 2. The memorial plaques out there. Great Yankees of the past in memory. We're closest to Roger Maris that time, as he went right to the base of those plaques. Here's a strike call. Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Miller Huggins. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mantle waiting. Bob Gibson getting set. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch. He had a home run cut and he foul tip. Boy, you can see, Curt, why this fella hits the ball for tape measure home runs. He really takes a cut, and he's so powerfully built. You look at that bull neck he has, Harry, and those powerful shoulders, that upper torso, tremendous power. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The left-handed batter waiting. Bob Gibson winds. Here's the pitch. He struck him out. Mickey Mantle goes down swinging. And that's for Gibson, his strikeout number 4. Second game of the series against the Yankees, Gibson spanned 9 in 8 innings. By this point of the game, he had already had 7 strikeouts. Today he's got 4. With 1 out here in the fourth, here's Elston Howard. Curveball going away. 1 ball, no strike. 1 out, nobody on. Last of the fourth inning, no score. A great one today, fans. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to Bill White. He's got it. Waves Gibson away and steps on the bag for the out. Howard hit that ball off the end of the bat, may have broken his bat on it. 2 men up, 2 men down, and here's Joe Pepitone. He taps out to Gibson his first time up. He's had 2 out of 15 in the World Series. The World Series has been tough on the first baseman. Pepitone with 2 out of 15, Bill White with 1 out of 17. Here's the pitch on the way. Swung, fouled back, out of play. 1 strike and no ball. 2 men out, nobody on base. Last to the fourth. And the Cardinals. Bob Gibson getting set. Here's the pitch on the way. He swings, misses a fastball. Got around late on it. 2 strikes and nothing. Joe Pepitone. Flood shades him towards right field. They give him a lot of room in left center. 2 strikes and nothing. Now the wind, here's the pitch. Just barely misses the fastball. In fact, Gibson thought he caught the corner. 2 strikes and a ball. 2 men out. Last of the fourth. Gibson's pitch. And here it is. Swung on and drilled. Fouled on the first base line. Foul by inches. First base umpire Al Smith right in line with that drive. Perfect position to call it. And so it's 2 strikes and a ball, 2 outs. with Pepitone the batter. Bob Gibson getting set. A wind-up now. Here's the pitch. Slow ball swung on, and there's a drive down the right field line, twisting into foul territory and out of play. That was the first changeup that Gibson has thrown. 2 strikes and a ball, 2 outs. Joe Pepitone, the hitter. Bob Gibson getting ready. Now the windup, the pitch to the left-hand batter. There's a high pop foul outside third over near the stand. Boyer chasing it. Curt chasing it. No play. Another souvenir. Pepitone, during the regular season, hit 28 homers and drove in an even 100 runs as he batted .251. Strikes and a ball. McCarver out talking to his pitcher. Gibson, for a pitcher with as much stuff as he has, was touched for a number of home runs during the regular season. He allowed 25, in fact. 2 strikes and a ball. Here's the pitch. High fastball outside. And that evens it up at 2-2. Tom Tresh would be next. Pepitone the batter. No score in the bottom of the 4th. Pepitone goes down swinging. Nothing across for the Yankees. And at the end of the 4th inning, the score remains. St. Louis nothing, New York nothing. Has 5 strikeouts. Here's Gibson getting a good hand from the crowd as he steps up. He fanned his first time at bat. Right-handed batter. Nothing. We're in the top of the 5th. The pitch to Gibson, he swings and he misses. 1 strike and no ball. 1 man out. Nobody on base. Top of the 5th. Stottlemyre's pitch to Gibson. There's a high pop fly. Short left field. Fresh coming in fast. Way fast. Still coming. Can't make the play. Gibson falls down between first and second. Returns to first base. Gibson would have made second easily, but he fell down. Fell on all 4. And had to crawl back to his feet and hustle back to the bag. Tommy Tresh, a great try, but couldn't reach that high pop fly. A base hit for Gibson. And he's on with 1 out. Gibson very fast. He would have made second base easily. Here's the man out on the field. And the gendarmes engage him in polite conversation as they escort him nicely back into the stand. Meanwhile, Gibson putting on his warm-up jacket at first base. Apparently something's wrong with the zipper. Now he's ready. Here's Curt Flood. Walked in the first inning, bounced into a 4th play in the 2nd. So he's 4 out of 19 now in the series. Pitched by Stottlemyre. Ground ball, looks like a double play. Richardson fumbles. Recovers, no play. An error by Richardson on a sure double play ball. The Cardinals have runners at first and second with only 1 out. That's Richardson's second error in 2 days. And both on similarly hit balls. Curt near second base, made the order for a double play.
That was hit harder, today than the one yesterday. I think he would have had a much easier chance for the double play today, Harry. Took a little tricky hop to him just as he went to come up with it.
Now Lou Brock, who's nothing out of 2 in this ball game. Only 2 out of 19 in the series. Left hand. With runners at first and second, 1 out. The stretch, here's the pitch. He swings and he misses. He tried to stop, but he had gone around. Lou Brock bunted last time. Was out on a good play by Pepitone. Was out on strikes in the first inning.
was nothing out of 4 against Stottlemyre in St. Louis. 1 strike, no ball. 1 out. Runners at first and second. Here's the pitch on the way. A ground ball headed for right field, a base hit. Here's Gibson around third. Here's no play by Mantle. Here's the man going to third. Cardinals lead 1-0. Lou Brock grounded a single into right field. Bob Gibson scoring and Flood racing to third base, and that'll bring up Bill White. 1-0 in favor of the Cardinals. Now let's see what the infield will do now. With runners at first and third, White is fast. He doesn't hit in the double plays often. So Lou Brock drives in his 4th run of the series with his 3rd hit of the series. And he picked an opportune time. The third baseman Boyer is in shallow. Short at second or back. Pepitone holds the runner on at first. Here's a pitch to Bill White. Fastball is low, ball 1. Flood at third, very fast. Brock at first, extremely fast. Bill White, the hitter, also has good running speed. Runners at first and third. 1-0, Cardinals win the 5th. Now the stretch. And here's a pitch. A bouncy ball, might be a double play. Richardson to second for 1. Over to first base. Low, you safe, a run scored. Pepitone grabbed it on 1 hop. The man was safe at first base. So the run scores. It's 2-0 in favor of the Cardinals. A big argument going on. Pepitone whirled. At first base, umpire Al Smith. Yogi Berra is out there now. The throw by Linz was on 1 hop to Pepitone. Yogi has his little say and walks back off the field. And so it's 2-0 now in favor of the Cardinals. As Flood scored, as the Yankees failed to make the double play. As White forced Brock, Richardson to Linz. White gets the run batted in. Now Boyer will be the batter. He was robbed of an extra base hit on a great play by his brother Cleat in the 3rd. Cardinals have forged into the lead. 2-0 here in the 5th. Now Stottlemyre getting ready. Now the stretch in the pitch. Here it is. Hot shot, complete Boyer. He's got it over to second base, fourth play. So it's 2 runs for the Cardinals, 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left. And the score is St. Louis 2, Yankees nothing. Well, a fine ball game. The Cardinals now have gone into the lead, 2-0. We're moving into the bottom half of the 5th inning and the second half of the play-by-play, and the very popular and capable voice of the Boston Red Sox, Curt Gowdy, to tell you all about it. Thank you very much, Harry Caray. The Yankees trailing now 2-0. Will come up with Tommy Tresh leading off. He received an intentional walk his first time up. Bob Gibson has allowed just 1 hit over the first 4 innings, and Tresh takes an overhand curve for a strike call. Cletus Boyer's on deck, and then Mel Stottlemyre. Well, the Yankees' failure to make the double play has hurt them the last 2 games, yesterday and today. There's a fly ball in the right field. Mike Shannon is over there for it, makes the catch, and there's 1 out. Fresh flies to right. Here's Cletus Boyer up. He struck out in the second. Stottlemyre, the Yankee pitcher, will be coming out on deck. The only hit off Bob Gibson so far has been a single to center field by Bobby Richardson in the first inning. Gibson has been overpowering against New York. They're playing fairly shallow for Boyer and straight away. Gibson fires overhand and gets it through for a strike call, 0-1. The Cardinals have 2 runs, 3 hits. The Yankees, no runs, 1 hit. The Yankees have made 2 errors. The overhand pitch is low outside, a ball. The Yankees now have made 7 errors in this series, and the Cardinals just 1. The 1-1 delivery. He checks the swing, and the slider's over for a strike call. The Cardinals had 2 runs in the 5th inning with only 1 ball going out of the infield. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cletus Boyer, and he grounds it foul off to the left of home plate.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Gibson has struck out 5. He now has 14 strikeouts in the series. The strikeout record for a 4-game series is 23, held by Koufax. There's a pop foul going out of play. Held by Christy Mathewson of the Giants back in 1905. In a 6-game series, Chief Bender had 20 strikeouts. 7-game series, Newhouser struck out 22 in 1945. Gibson has struck out 14 here in this series so far. There's a swing and a miss. That's strikeout number 6 in this game for Gibson, as Boyer couldn't connect with a fastball with the letters. 2 down. Nobody on, and Stottlemyre coming up, getting a nice hand from the Yankee Stadium crowd. Bill Linz is on deck. The overhand delivery is a ground ball to the right side, a base hit in the right field. The second hit for the Yankees. Stottlemyre's on with a 2-out single to right. Now the top of the order, and Phil Linz up. Linz has struck out and grounded to short. So the Cardinals have 2 runs, 3 hits. The Yankees have no runs, 2 hits. Bob Gibson looks him over. Stottlemyre with his warm-up jacket on at first base. Just a step lead down there, and the delivery is outside a ball, 1-0. Nothing to Phil Linz. Now Stottlemyre first, 2 down. Overhand pitch is cut on and fouled up against the screen. And the count is 1-1. 1-1 to Phil Linz, who now has had 3 hits and 18 times in the series. Gibson stretches and throws. Swinging, strike 2. Pitch right in on top of him, a fastball just below the belt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bob Gibson from Creighton University, Omaha, Nebraska. Good enough basketball player to play with the Harlem Globetrotters. A fine all-around athlete. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gibson fires. And there's strike 3. Linz trying to bunt and missed it. So we have now 7 strikeouts for Gibson in the game. In the 5th. The Yankees had no runs, 1 hit, there were no errors, and 1 man left. And at the end of 5 innings, the score is the Cardinals 2 and the Yankees nothing. Dick Gross will be leading it off for the Cardinals in the 6th inning. He's walked and grounded to short. Now Stottlemyre pitching. There's a fly ball. Maris and hauls it in for out number 1. Gross went for the first pitch. One of the infrequent fly balls that the Cardinals have hit against Stottlemyre, a sinker ball pitcher. They've had only 2 or 3 fly balls to the outfield today. Tim McCarver has struck out and lashed a hard 1-hopper back to the mound as Stottlemyre handled and threw him out at first. 1 away for St. Louis, nobody on. Left-handed batter McCarver. He's digging in. Wants everything just right. Mike Shannon's on deck. Here's the pitch by Stottlemyre. It's low a ball, 1-0. If you've joined us late, a scoreless game through 4. The Cardinals got 2 runs in the top of the 5th inning to take the lead. They've had 1 earned run today and 1 unearned run. There's a strike call. 1 ball, 1 strike to McCarver. 1-1. 22-year-old catcher of the Cardinals, his 2nd full year with them. Playing him as a pull hitter to right field. Stottlemyre sends the pitch in. It's swung on and hit up the middle for a base hit into center field. McCarver makes his turn and holds at first. McCarver now has had 6 hits. He's high in the series for St. Louis. Bobby Richardson with 7 hits is high for the Yankees. Carver on first, went out. Mike Shannon, the batter, grounded to third, and he hit a long fly ball to deep center that Roger Maris hauled in with a running one-handed stab in the fourth inning. And Shannon discovered, as many batters have discovered who come to bat here at Yankee Stadium, that a 430 or 40-foot fly can be an out in this big ballpark. Here's a pitch foul back if you don't pull the ball down the line. No balls, one strike. Actually, a right-handed batter is at a disadvantage in this ballpark, especially if his power's into left center. He can hit them 440, 450, and they can be caught here. And a left-hander can step up and pull one down the line, 310 or 315, and get it into the right field seat. No balls, one strike. McCarver at first, one out. There's a throw to first, driving McCarver back. Cardinals are leading the Yankees by a score of 2-0. Stottlemyre stretches the pitch. It's a little bit low. 1-1 to Mike Shannon. Del Maxville's on deck for. Just a slight breeze today, blowing from home plate out toward second. A 1-1 pitch to him. Swing sends a bounding ball to short. Lynn's to second for one. Richardson to first. They've got the double play. And that one is scored. Curt to second to first. Lynn's to Richardson to Pepitone. The Cardinals are all out in the sixth. They had no runs, one hit. There were no Yankee errors and nobody left. And at the end of 5.5 innings, the score is St. Louis 2 and New York 0. Last half of the sixth inning, the Yankees have been shut out on 2 hits by Bob Gibson, Bobby Richardson, Roger Maris, and Mickey Mantle. This is Curt Gowdy with Harry Caray from Yankee Stadium. We'll be in St. Louis day after tomorrow. Harry and I will move over to television, and Joe Garagiola and Phil Rizzuto will be on for the radio play-by-play. The delivery is fouled back out of play by Richardson. Richardson has single to center and popped up. He's had one hit at 2 times. Gibson overhands him. There's a pop foul coming back out of play again, right over our heads here in the upper deck. No balls, 2 strikes. The batter's in shadow, so is the pitcher now. So is the second baseman and first baseman. And the right fielder. The left side of the infield and left center and center field are still in bright sunshine here in Yankee Stadium. Gibson with 2 strikes. Comes down. There's a ground ball up the middle and the center field for a base hit. As Richardson leads off the last of the sixth inning with a single. And that's his 8th hit of the series. The record for most hits in a World Series is 12. Roger Maris hit into a double play in the first inning and flat out to left in the third. He's 0 for 2. Now you're getting to these big guns of the Yankee lineup, especially with Maris and Mantle batting left-handed with a short porch out in right field. The pitch by Gibson. The pitch is outside, a ball, 1-0. The Cardinals have 2 runs on 4 hits. The Yankees have no runs, 3 hits. The Yankees have made the only 2 errors of the game. Playing Maris is a dead full hitter to right field. Gibson to the belt, fires. Ball 2 is high. 2-0. Gibson has walked 2 batters, 1 intentional. And most of the way, he's been ahead of the batter. A 2-0 count to Roger Maris. Richardson is first, nobody out. The pitch. Flashing away at a fastball to Leonard. 2 balls and 1 strike. Maris has had 4 hits now, 19 times up in the series. The 2-1 delivery. Swings and fouls that one back out of play. They're not pulling Bob Gibson much today. Stottlemyre hits to the opposite field, and Richardson flaps 2 back through the box, and those have been the base hits. In fact, outside of those 3 hits, the Yankees have not hit a ball hard. They haven't had any hard line drives. Cardinals have had easy chances most of the way. 2-2 to Roger Maris. Gibson checks and throws. There's a high fly ball to center field. Curt Flood, 2 steps to his right, taps his glove and puts it away. Then we have 1 down. Richardson holds it first. Mickey Mantle, the batter, has walked and struck out. The Cardinals are ahead 2-0. Last of the 6th inning. Mantle being played around toward right. Now Gibson slices Doc Maris from pulling the ball. There's a curve outside the ball. Maris hits to the opposite field in the 3rd with a fly out, and it just flies to straightaway center in the 6th. So let's see what Gibson does here with Mickey Mantle. 1 out, Bobby Richardson is first. Gibson ready for the 1-0 pitch. It's on the way, and it's a strike call, the fastball in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and one the count. Once again, a check of the runner. Pitch is low to Mantle. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ken Boyer told Gibson before the game, throw hard, keep that ball down low, Bob. You're not going to have too many problems. With the background of the center field bleacher, the fans out there, and the sun and the shadows mixing together to bother the batters here. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitching, strike 2 swinging. Fastball, 2-2 to Mickey Mantle. Bobby Richardson at first base, 1 out. Cardinals ahead, 2-0 if you just joined us. Gibson steps and throws. Strike 3 swinging. Gibson now has 8 strikeouts in this game. 9 in his first time out. 17 strikeouts in the series for Bob Gibson. Harry, I don't know what he'll do the rest of this ball game, but if the series goes 7 games, or he happens to pitch out in St. Louis, he's got a shot at the all-time record. The most strikeouts in a series. Howard swings and misses strike 1. Joe Pepitone's on deck. Bobby Richardson led off with a single in the last of the 6th inning. He's still on first. There are 2 down. And 1 strike to Elston Howard, who's been hit by a pitch ball and grounded out to first. No balls and 1 strike to Howard. Playing Howard to the opposite field. Curt Flood's well over in right center against him. Shannon shading the right field line. And there's a pitch low, a ball. Howard started after and then wisely held up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Look at that gap, Harry, in left center. Brock is straight away for him in left, and they give Howard the left center field gap. The 1-1 pitch. There's a foul ball and back to first, sailing into the seat. And the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. I guess Elston Howard's one of the few right-handed power hitters whose greatest power is to the opposite field. I've seen him hit him off that scoreboard out there in right center, just to the left of the Yankee bullpen. He has fine power to right center. The 1-2 pitch to him is a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Gibson fired it in there, shoulder high. And in the 6th inning, as Gibson had just struck out his 9th batter, no runs, 1 hit for the Yankees. There were no errors and 1 man left. And at the end of 6th inning, it's the Cardinals 2 and the Yankees nothing. Curt Gowdy along with Harry Caray. We're going to the 7th inning. And some Cardinal fans on their feet for the top of the 7th. Del Maxwell leading off, takes the pitch low outside, ball 1. Maxwell single to right, took a call, 3rd strike. He's had 1 hit at 2 times. The Cardinals have 2 runs, 4 hits and no errors. The Yankees have no runs, 3 hits and 2 errors. Curve is over for a strike call. 1 ball, 1 strike to Maxwell. With 1 out in the 5th inning, Bob Gibson single on a pop fly to left field. Bobby Richardson booted Curt Flood's grounder. There's a foul ball beat on the ground down the 3rd base line. Lou Brock then single to right field, scoring Gibson. And Bill White hit a ground ball. The lens with a force at second. Lynn's relay to first was in the dirt. They couldn't get the double play as Flood scored, and those are the 2 runs for the Cardinals and the only 2 runs of the game. A dribbler foul to the left of home plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Maxwell. Bob Gibson will be up next, and he's sure to get a big hand when he steps to home plate. And then Curt Flood at the top of the Cardinal batting order. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch is just inside a ball. 2-2. Nobody out for the Cardinals in the top of the 7th. 2-2 the count. The 2-2 delivery. Foul back. Count still 2-2. They have 3 hits now and 11 times in the series. He's supposed to get a hit now and then down at the bottom of that order. A 2-2 delivery to him. Ground ball hit sharply to Richardson. Backhands it. Makes a quick throw to first who gets it. Richardson across the body backhanded stab on a hard ground ball and throws Maxwell out. And the crowd responds to Richardson's brilliant play. 1 out. Bob Gibson up, and here's the hand for the Cardinal pitcher. Gibson has been overpowering on that mound for the Cardinals this afternoon. At the plate, he has struck out and he singled. He swings and misses on a sinker ball from Stottlemyre, strike 1. Gibson's also scored a run in this game. So he's done the job all the way around for Johnny Keane. No balls, 1 strike. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Curt Flood is on deck at the top of the Cardinal batting order. The Cardinals are leading 2-0. They're batting in the top of the 7th inning. Stottlemyre gets the sign from Howard. Now his 2-strike pitch is low. Ball 1, strike 2. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Gibson takes strike 3 call to the knees. He's out of there. Strikeout number 6 for Stottlemyre. We've had 15 strikeouts in the game. 65,633, the smallest crowd paid of the 3 days here in Yankee Stadium. Cardinals have 2 down, nobody on. They're ahead 2-0 here in the 7th inning, and Curt Flood takes the fastball for a strike call. Flood is walked, grounded into a fourth play, and reached to the air by the second baseman. A 1-strike pitch. A line drive in the left field for a clean base hit. Chris scoops it up, throws it back to the infield. The Cardinals have a runner on first, 2 down. Lou Brock has struck out. Been thrown out trying to bunt and single to right to knock in a run for the Cardinals. A left-handed batter. Cardinals now have 5 hits and the Yankees have 3 hits. Bill White will be on deck. Stottlemyre checks the runner, makes the throw over there to keep Flood close. These have been snappy games at Yankee Stadium, moving right along. Good pitching in all 3 games. The delivery is outside. A ball. Flood had 8 stolen bases this past year. He's on first, 2 down. We'll keep an eye on him now. 1 ball, no strike. Pepitone holding against Flood. The outfield straightaway for Brock. And the pitch swings and misses on a fastball, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cardinals 2, Yankees nothing, 7th inning. In the last of the 7th, the Yankees will have Pepitone, Fresh, and Boyer up. Ball, 1 strike. Here's the stretch now.
Brock cuts and fouls it back out of play. Strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Curt Simmons will definitely start for the Cardinals Wednesday in St. Louis. Depends on Whitey Ford. Could be Ford, maybe Fountain. Yogi Berra will be undecided until he sees how the bruised heel of Whitey Ford does in the way of improving. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 down for St. Louis. Curt Flood at first base. And a 1 ball, 2 strike count to Lou Brock. Stottlemyre gets the sign. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a line shot in the left center for a bat. On to third. Here's a throw into second by Maris. And the Cardinals have runners on first and third. 2 out. Bill White has struck out, flying to right, grounded into a fourth play. He's had the toughest series so far at the bat for the Cardinals. 1 hit and 18 times up. You might say he's about due. I think you could say that, Curt. The outfield plays him toward right. Cardinals ahead 2-0. Have a front right now with 2 down. Runners on first and third. A throw to first, grounding Brock back. Lou Brock, the second leading base stealer in the National League, stole 43 bases during the regular season. He's at first. Flood's at third. Here's the stretch by Stottlemyre, and the pitch is outside, a ball. First, a runner like Brock puts that extra pressure on the pitcher. Stottlemyre has to worry now about keeping him close. 1 ball, no strike to Bill White. Ken Boyer on deck. Cardinals 2, Yankees nothing. Top half the 7th inning. Stottlemyre to the belt. Now the pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2-0. Balls and no strikes to Bill White. There is action now in the Yankee bullpen. Stottlemyre drops to the belt again. Throws. There's a drive hit into deep left. Fresh going hard. He's under and he grabs it. Good play by Fresh in that murderous subfield and left field. Fresh started back and then had to cut toward the corner on the gallop to haul that hard drive of White's in. Probably a fellow that was less experienced playing at Sunfield might have messed that one up out there. That was a difficult chance. In the 7th inning, St. Louis had no runs, 2 hits, there were no errors, and 2 left. At the end of 6 1/2 now, it is still the Cardinals 2 and the Yankees nothing. Joe Pepitone swings and misses strike 1 as we lead off the last of the 7th inning. The big crowd here for the 7th inning stretch settling back down again. Cardinals ahead 2-0. It'll be Pepitone, Fresh, and Boyer for the Yankees in the last half of the 7th. Pepitone is grounded out and struck out. There's a ground ball that is in a right field for a base hit. Just out of the reach of second baseman Del Maxwell, who is going off to his left. The 4th hit in the game for the Yankees. They've all been singles. They haven't been able to generate any extra base power in this game. And here's Tommy Fresh up. He's been walked purposely, and he's flied to right. The last 2 innings in a row now, the Yankees have had their leadoff man get a base hit. The stretch and pitch. A high foul out of play and back in third. The Yankees one big threat in the game, the 2nd inning. They had the bases loaded, 1 out. Boyer and Stottlemyre both struck out. They haven't had a scoring chance since. 1 strike to Tom Craig. The fastball is through for a strike call. No balls and 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes.
Pepitone at first. Here's the stretch again. Pitch. There's a ground ball hit down the first base. Foul. White bobbled it around, but it was just foul. As Stretch broke his bat on that one. The ball started out fair down the line, and when White went to grab it, he fumbled it. However, he was fumbling it in foul territory. First base umpire Al Smith gave it the foul sign. A two-strike count to Tommy Curt. Joe Pepitone at first base. Nobody out for New York in the last half of the seventh inning. The Cardinals are leading 2-0. Gibson with a stretch and pitch. Outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gibson with 18 strikeouts in 2 games of this series. He struck out 9 today. The 1-2 pitch. A bounding ball foul again down the first baseline. 2 lazy hops to Bill White, who pegs it back to the pitcher's mound. 2-2 to Tommy Curt. Switch hitter, runs well for a big man. He's hard to double up. Gibson ready, throws. Served him and just missed with that one. Gibson thought he had it. He was giving a little body English as it came up to home plate. Trying to guide it over that outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Fresh. Pepitone at first base, no out. Gibson ready. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fresh struck out on a fastball. And now Bob Gibson has struck out 10. The World Series record for most strikeouts in a game, 15. Held by Sandy Koufax. We're going to have a batter for Boyer. John Blanchard is coming up to hit for Cletus Boyer. Yogi Berra decides you better start making some moves here the way Bob Gibson is going. Blanchard had 2 appearances in this World Series, 1 hit. That was a double. Left-handed batter with power to right field, right center. Pepitone at first, 1 out. Gibson throws. Strike call. Johnny Keane, Harry says he feels easiest with Gibson on the mound when he has his control. He's that overpowering. Runs into late inning trouble sometimes, Curt, but he's good, fast. Now we'll see how he does today. There's a little pop-up. Boyer backpedaling at third, looks up in the sun and makes the grab. Blanchard pops up to Ken Boyer. Third baseman of the Cardinals, 2 down. They're calling Stottlemyre back. And let's see, looks like Lopez coming out. Hector Lopez is going to bat for Stottlemyre. Lopez has been in 1 game, has not had any time to bat. He went into a game defensively. So the Yankees have 2 outs. Pepitone at first. The Cardinals are ahead, 2-0. In the last half of the 7th inning. Bill Lenz is on deck for the Yankees. We'll have a new Yankee pitcher in the top of the 8th inning. Here's the stretch and pitch. High and inside, ball 1. Gibson's been shot for that control today. He's walked 1, and then an intentional walk in the second. 2 walks altogether, but 1 intentional. Lopez fouls it out of play upstairs and back to first. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hector Lopez. Frank Perfetti clapping his hands down in the third base coaching box. Scattering some encouragement up to pinch hitter Lopez. Playing Lopez to the opposite field. Gibson's at bat today. Pitch is high. Ball 2. They figure they're not going to pull as much against Gibson as they might against some other fellas. So Curt floods well over in right center.
and Shannon over toward that right field line. Brock straight away and left. They're giving these right-handed batters a lot of gap today in left center. 2 balls, 1 strike to Lopez. Gibson overhands him. He swings and misses. It's like a hard slider that time. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lopez hit .260 during the regular season for the Yankees, including 10 homers, 34 RBIs. Pepitone at first, 2 out. 2-2 to Hector Lopez. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 swinging. Got him on a fastball. 11 strikeouts for Bob Gibson. In the last half of 7. No runs for New York. 1 hit. There were no errors or 1 man left. At the end of 7, it's the Cardinals 2 and the Yankees nothing. We have a new pitcher for the Yankees now, Hal Rennup. Hal Rennup, a right-handed reliever who had arm trouble off and on during this past season. He ended up with 6 wins, 4 losses, an earned run average of 3.13. And Pedro Gonzalez has gone to third base for the Yankees. Boyer was listed for a pinch hitter. 7-inning totals. The Cardinals have 2 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. The Yankees have no runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors. Leading off for the Cardinals will be Ken Boyer. Boyer's had 2 official times at bat. Both times he hit the ball sharply down to his brother Cletus III, who made brilliant plays on him. Pitch is low, ball 1 by Renham. And we had an oddity here in the World Series in the first inning. Boyer hit a ground ball to short that was a force out. The pitch outside. But as he was swinging, the catcher Howard tipped his bat and catcher's interference was called. Howard was charged with an error, and Boyer was awarded first base at no time at bat. 2 balls and no strikes to Ken Boyer. Dick Gross on deck for the Cardinals, and then Tim McCarver. The 2-0 delivery. There's a bounding ball 2 hot to Gonzalez the third. Plays it over to first base. He gets it by 2 steps, and we have 1 away. Road has walked, grounded to short, and flied out. Road with 4 hits 17 times in the series. Cardinals have 1 away, nobody on. They're ahead, 2-0. Rennup overhands him. A little bit high for a ball, 1-0. Looking ahead to the last of the 8th for the Yankees, the top of their order coming up, Lynn, Richardson, and Merritt. The pitch is a fly ball foul out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. No game tomorrow. Game 6 of the series in St. Louis. 1:45 Eastern Time. 12:45. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a foul again out of play, back to first. A 1 ball, 2 strike count to Dick Gross. Cardinals have 1 away, nobody on. Hal Rennup, pitching in relief of Mel Stottlemyre. Here's the pitch. A ball, 2-2. Stottlemyre gave up only 1 earned run today and 1 unearned run. But he was up against the fellow today, Bob Gibson, who's been just a little bit better. He has shut out the Yankees. The 2-2 pitch is lined into right field. There's a clean base hit. Mantle plays it on the first hop, flips it back into Bobby Richardson. And the Cardinals have a runner on first now, 1 out. Cardinals have 7 hits in the game. The Yankees have 4. Tim McCarver has struck out, bounced to the pitcher, and singled to center. McCarver's 6 hits, high for the Cardinals in the series. Cardinals 2 runs, 7 hits. The Yankees no runs, 4 hits. Rennup's pitch is high, ball 1. Stottlemyre worked 7 innings for the Yankees today. Allowed 6 hits, 2 runs. He struck out 6 and he walked 2. 1 ball, no strikes to Tim McCarver.
Throw to first. Back is Dick Gross. Pepitone holding there against him. Now McCarver wants the bat. Rosenbach flips over to him. They play him to pull to right center and to right field. One ball, no strike. We're all set to go again. Brennan very slowly drops the belt, throws. There's a little pop out in the shallow left. Could be a tough play. Here's French coming on. He can't get it. Got his glove on the ball, dive for it, and he couldn't hold on to it. And the Cardinals have runners on first and second. As McCarver hit a blooper in the shallow left, out of the reach of Lynn. French came a long ways for it, got his glove on it, tried to dive and roll over and hold on to it, but couldn't do it. And out comes Yogi Berra of the Yankee dugout. The batter is Mike Shannon. Cardinals now have two men on, one out. To have a talk to his pitcher, Renham. The Yankees have warm-up action in the bullpen. Elston Howard has joined Berra at the mound. Berra's looking around, and he wants a new pitcher. Oh, I have a new man coming on for the Yankees. But Shannon up, evidently, Berra didn't like the way Renham was looking. And let's see who comes out of that Yankee bullpen. Donovan Mew in right center field. And until the man he's putting on a jacket now as he comes into our sight until he gets a little closer and we can see who it is. We won't know who the new Yankee relief pitcher is. So Hal Renham pitches a third of an inning. He allows 2 hits. He's responsible for both runners on. That's Mickelson coming in. Pete Mickelson will come in to relieve Hal Renham. And as the Yankees are changing pitchers here, especially for you fans who have joined us in the late innings, Caray will give you a recap of this ballgame. Curt, all the scoring, of course, in the 5th inning. It started with Maxwell being called out on strikes. Then Gibson hit a high top fly that dropped in short left field for a hit. Then came the big break of the ballgame when Flood hit a double play ball to Bobby Richardson, who fumbled it. Both runners were safe. Then Lou Brock singled to right, driving in Gibson with the first run, and Bill White hit into a fourth play as Curt Flood carried the second run across. That's the ballgame. Bob Gibson pitching perhaps one of his finest ball games of the year. He's already fanned 11 men. Holds a 2-0 lead. 65,633 paid here for the 5th game of the series. So Pete Mickelson is finishing up his warm-up process. And it'll be Mike Shannon batting with runners at first and second and 1 out. All right, Harry. Shannon is grounded to third, flied out to deep center, and wrapped into a double play. Mickelson won 7 and lost 4 for the Yankees during the season with an earned run average of 3.56. This will be his 3rd appearance of the World Series. He pitched only an inning in the 3rd, though, allowed 2 hits and 1 run. There's an interesting... Vinny Smith, the home plate umpire, is practicing on Mickelson's warm-up pitches. Smith crouching down behind the catcher as if a batter were there. He doesn't know Mickelson, and he wanted to gauge his speed of his pitches. That was like a batter taking imaginary cuts. The home plate umpire, Smith, was practicing umpiring on Mickelson's warm-up pitches. Well, here we are now with Mike Shannon up. Lanky right-handed batter of the Cardinals. Cardinals have Grote at second, McCarver at first. And the pitch is swung on and line foul down the left field line. Ooh, did he hit that ball like a rocket down that left field line. Curt, it's a funny thing. This boy playing his first World Series has been a more dangerous-looking hitter during the series than he was during the regular season. Well, that's right, Harry. And I'll tell you, when they've got him out, it's been on line drives or long smashes to the outfield. That was a wicked drive. He just sent down that left field line. One strike to Mike Shannon. One out for the Cardinals in the eighth. They have runners on first and second. The Cardinals are ahead 2-0. Pete Mickelson is pitching to Shannon with Maxville on deck. Mickelson with a stretch. Here's the pitch. There's a sinker ball that hits foul on the ground off to the left home plate. No balls and 2 strikes. Gross goes back to Ted second. McCarver at first. Mickelson is primarily a sinker ball pitcher. He also crossfires those right-handed batters. He takes that step toward third and comes in there with a sidearm delivery. His breaking stuff is usually going down and away from a right-hander. He had a great spring training for the Yankees and forced them to bring him north. There's a pitch high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's always some kid in spring training out of a minor league ball club in your farm system who you don't count on for the season that is so good in spring training that you have to make a place for him. Every ball club seems to have something happen to him like that, and it's always very pleasant for a team. Mickelson was the new one for the Yankees this year. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners on first and second, 1 out for the Cardinals. Mickelson pitched to Mike Shannon. A foul upstairs out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shannon has had 4 hits and 18 times up in the series. McCarver with 7 hits, and Bobby Richardson with 8 hits are the team leaders. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Both runners have good leads. Pepitone's not holding against McCarver at first base. Long, slow stretch by Mickelson. Change up and swung on him at strike 3. He struck him out with a beautiful change to speed delivery. And that draws the oohs and ahs of the crowd. Well, the Cardinals have had 7 men strike out. The Yankees have had 11. We have had 18 strikeouts in this game. And the batter now with 2 outs, runners on first and second for the Cardinals, is Del Maxville, who is single to right, struck out, and grounded out. Maxville batting right-handed. Mickelson's pitch is a curve that's over for a strike call. 0-1. Here's Bob Gibson, the Cardinal pitcher, coming out on deck with his warm-up jacket on. No balls, 1 strike. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. The pitch comes in. There's a bounding ball, 1 hop to Gonzalez at third. Flips over to Richardson at second for the 4th out on McCarver. And the Cardinals are retired in the 8th inning. They had no runs, 2 hits. No Yankee errors. The Cardinals left 2. At the end of 7.5 innings, the score is the Cardinals 2 and the Yankees nothing. Last of the 8th inning at Yankee Stadium. The top of the Yankee batting order coming up. Bill Lynn, Bobby Richardson, and Roger Maris against Bob Gibson. And it's been an overpowering Bob Gibson this afternoon. He has struck out 11 Yankees. He has walked 2. He has allowed 4 scattered singles in this game. The Yankees have had only 1 scoring threat. The second inning when they had the bases loaded, 1 out. And then Gibson struck out the next 2 men. A strike call to the knees to Bill Lynn. Lynn's the Yankee shortstop and struck out, grounded to short and struck out. Lynn batting right against the right-handed pitcher. A 1 strike delivery. There's a bounding ball hit on 1 hop to Boyer at third. An easy play. Throws to first, 1 down. Bobby Richardson has single to center, popped up and single to center. As Harry Caray told you, Gibson at times, as any fastballer will do, can run out of gas in the late inning. They get out there and they pump hard, and they just throw just as hard as they can. There's a little pop-up, to the shortstop. Throw, he's under, grabs it, and Gibson doesn't look like he's powering at all, as he has completely overpowered Limbs and Richardson. 2 down, nobody on, and Maris up. Maris is hit into a double play, fly to left, and fly to center. Cardinals are ahead 2-0. But Gibson shows no sign of powering here in the late innings. The last 5 men, he's had 2 strikeouts, 2 pop-ups, and a ground ball that he's faced. Here's the pitch. Maris cuts, grounds it foul, back of the plate. No balls, 1 strike. Mickey Mantle on deck. Richardson's had 2 of the Yankee hits. Capitone had a single, and Stottlemyre single. Easy bounding ball to first. White steps on the bag. And that's the easiest inning of the ball game for Bob Gibson, the 8th inning. 3 up and 3 down. At the end of 8, it's the Cardinals 2 and the Yankees nothing. Stadium knows a great pitching job when they've seen it. And listen to the hand for Bob Gibson. Leading off for the Cardinals in the 9th inning, and struck out, single and struck out. Facing Pete Mickelson, the 3rd pitcher of the game for the Yankees. Stottlemyre started with 7 innings. Renner pitched the 3rd of an inning. Mickelson finished out the 8th inning. Gibson batting right-handed. Fouls are off at home plate, strike 1. Bob Gibson with 3 outs to go now. If he continues with the type of pitching he's shown us through the first 8 innings, can send the Redbirds winging back to St. Louis with a lead in the World Series. But he still has to get through the 9th. Here's the 1 strike delivery. A swing and a miss on a breaking pitch. Strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Gibson. Curt Flood is on deck, and then Lou Brock. Cardinals have 2 runs, 8 hits. The Yankees, no runs, 4 hits. Both Cardinal runs came in the 5th inning. As the Yankees again messed up a potential double play ball. There's a pitch, low, a ball, 1-2. Curt, the Yankees will have Mantle, Howard. Oh, this is not over yet. Yes, sir. They're those hold your breath, fellas. In this ballpark especially. A swing and a miss, strike 3. Gibson strikes out on a low fastball. Second strikeout for Mickelson. 8 strikeouts recorded by Yankee pitching today, and 11 by Gibson. So we've had 19 strikeouts in this game. Here's the top of the order now, and Curt Flood. He's walked, hit into a 4th play, reached in an error, and single to left. 1 out of 3. He takes the pitch low and inside. Ball 1. Cardinals 2, Yankees nothing. Top of the 9th inning. Mickelson gets the sign from Howard. A 1-0 pitch. Outside, ball 2 to Curt Flood. 2-0. Mickelson behind him, 2-0. The pitch is a swing and a miss. Strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Cardinals have 1 away, nobody on. Pete Mickelson delivers. There's a line drive to third baseman Gonzalez. They have 2 down. There's been some hard hit balls to third today. Those doer you don't play. One thing that third baseman has to have is those quick reflexes. Lou Brock has struck out, grounded outside the bunt, single to right, single to left center. He's had 2 out of 4. Playing him straight away, a left-handed batter. He hits a fly ball out into left center. Maris coming in
and takes it. And the Cardinals are out 1-2-3 in the ninth. So we're going now to the last of the ninth inning with the score, the Cardinals 2 and the Yankees nothing. This is Curt Gowdy with Harry Caray, last of the ninth inning at Yankee Stadium. Bob Gibson will face Mickey Mantle, Elston Howard, and Joe Pepitone. Gibson has pitched a 4-hit shutout over 8 innings, has struck out 11 batters. And his best inning was Richardson and Maris. Mantle takes the strike call. Mantle has walked, struck out 20 twice. He's 0 for 2. Cardinals leading 2-0. St. Louis with 2 runs, 8 hits. The Yankees no runs, 4 hits. Cardinals have warm-up action in their bullpen in case Gibson fallers here. There's a ground ball slowly into short. Curt bobbles the ball, and Mantle safe. Curt charging the ball. Mantle was limping as he went down the line. Now it looks like there's something wrong with that leg of his. Mantle limping as he goes back to first base. He took sort of a half swing at that pitch and hit a slow roller to short that Gross booted. There's an error charged on Gross. Mantle's on first. Nobody out. Elston Howard up. Takes a strike call. 0-1. Howard has been hit by a pitch ball, grounded to first, and struck out. No hits in 2 times. Gibson into his stretch. Works very quickly. Swinging strike. 0-2 as Howard cut at a fastball. No balls and 2 strikes. Pepitone's on deck. Now the stretch. Here's the pitch. Foul back out of play. A 2-strike count to Elston Howard. Gibson takes a big breath out there, a relaxation. Nods his head, okay, something that McCarver had yelled out to him. Bob Gibson stretches the 2-strike pitch. Look out there. Down goes Howard on a high inside fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mantle at first, nobody out. The Yankees down by 2 runs in the last of the ninth inning. Once again, Gibson stretches. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Struck him out with a fastball. Up around his eyes. Howard went for a man pitch. 12 strikeouts for Gibson. He cannot break the record for 9 innings held by Koufax of 15, but he struck out 12. He has now struck out 21 batters in 2 games. And he has a shot at the World Series record if he gets into action in another game in this series. Mantle's on first, 1 out. We've had 20 strikeouts, by the way, by both 5 in 1 game. Pitch is high and outside, ball 1. Pepitone is grounded out, struck out at single. Cardinals are leading 2-0. Mickey Mantle's at first base for the Yankees, 1 out in the last of the ninth inning. Playing Pepitone as a full hitter to right. He takes high, ball 2. This is one of the few batters that Gibson's been behind on. He's had 2 walks. They both were in the second, and 1 was an intentional walk. That shows you the kind of control he's had. Anytime you catch a fellow like this with the stuff he has and then good control, you're in for trouble. And the Yankees have been in trouble today. 2 balls and no strikes. Pepitone swings and misses, strike 1. 2-1 to Joe Pepitone. Mantle at first. 1 out. The Yankees' last call in the last of the ninth inning. Here's Gibson to the belt again. Throws. Foul back in the count, 2-2. And Gibson is firing just as hard right now as he was in the first inning. Curt, take a look at that Cardinal dugout. All the players up on the top step. Clapping their hands, yelling encouragement out to Gibson. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Pepitone. Tommy Fresh is on deck. Here's the delivery. There's a ball hit off Gibson's glove. He runs over, picks it up, throws. No! That's
Yogi Berra. And the Cardinals are concerned about Gibson as Pepitone hit a wicked smash to the mound. It caromed off Bob Gibson. Right hip or the small of his back, rolled all the way to the third base foul line. Gibson made one of the greatest fielding plays I've ever seen a pitcher make. He ran over there, picked that ball up, and while falling backwards, flipped the ball to first base and got Pepitone by an eyelash. And Gibson is really hurt out there in the mound. He's walking around, trying to walk the pain out. If the ball had not hit Gibson, it would have been easily through into center field for a base hit, and the Yankees would have had the tying run drive. Well, they say a good fielding pitcher can save himself 5 ball games a year, Harry. Mr. Gibson may have saved himself a World Series ball game here. It was a tremendous play, as you described, Curt, and what a great athlete he is. Simple and agile and quick. And he had to be all of those things, and he also had to have that great arm to get Pepitone, because as you said, he was falling backward as he threw the ball, and threw perfectly. Mantle's on second now, 2 down. They're just getting White's attention. I think they want Gibson to take the windup. Right. They're trying to get the attention of Bill White to tell Gibson to take a full windup. In other words, don't work out of the stretch. Have something on that ball. Take that windup. With the Cardinals leading 2-0 after the 9th inning. Bob Gibson into his stretch. Throws. There's a drive hit in the deep right center. That goes far. That ball is gone. It's a tie ball game. Goes wild, and Tommy Curt with 2 outs hits a home run in the right center field bleachers to tie it up. It's all tied, 2-2 now. Gonzalez swings and fouls it back, strike 1. Well, as the Cardinals have found out, as so many teams have found out in this Yankee Stadium, one of those left-handed batters somewhere along the line in the 8th or 9th inning is usually dynamite. There's a foul ball to Gonzalez. 2 strikes to Pedro Gonzalez. Gibson had the Yankees shut out for 8 2/3 innings. 1 pitch to Curt, and the Yankees have tied it in the last of the night. 2 strikes to Pedro Gonzalez. Here's the pitch. There's a foul ball dribbled off to the right of home plate. Tommy Curt has just hit his 2nd home run of the series. He has now knocked in 7 runs in this series. He leads the series batters in RBI. There's a pop-up down the first baseline. Bill White backpedaling as under, takes it, and we're going to extra innings. In the last of the night, New York has 2 runs. 1 hit. 1 costly Cardinal error. And nobody left. It's a tie game, 2-2. Innings, it's 2 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Cardinals, 2 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors for the Yankees. And in that 9th inning, Mantle's ground ball was booted by Curt to start it off. Howard struck out. Pepitone hit a line drive that Gibson made a great fielding play throwing him out. And then Fresh, with 2 down, tied it with a home run into the right center field bleachers. We're into extra innings, and the play-by-play now by Harry Caray. Okay, thank you very much, Curt. Top of the 10th inning, Bill White will lead it off. All tied up now, 2-2. Tommy Curt. The heroic with a long home run to deep right center. Bill White. He's been hitless today. Here's the pitch by Mickelson. It's a fastball high. White drove it around, but he's nothing out of 4. 1 out of 19 out for the World Series. We're in the 10th inning, and so the first time the World Series goes in extra innings this year.
costly error by Dick Grote, as it turns out now. Here's the pitch on the way. He swings and he misses, and that evens it up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pete Mickelson, who's pitched 1 2/3 innings of perfect baseball so far. Wears glasses, big right-hander. We're in the top of the 10th, tied up 2-2. There's the wind-up mound, a pitch to White. Curveball is in there a beauty, a strike call. 2 strikes and a ball. White says they're not pitching them any differently in this series than they did during the regular season. Just not hitting. And this is kind of a fellow who might unload on you at any time, as did Tommy Tresh. In the bottom of the 9th. A dramatic home run. Here's a pitch. A tap foul off to the right. 2 strikes and a ball. $65,633 paid here today. The Cardinals led for 8 2/3 innings. Then Tommy Tresh destroyed Bob Gibson's dream of a shutout. 2 strikes and a ball. Here's a pitch on the way. Slow change high. Almost went fishing for it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mickelson has had great results with that change of pace of his. Bill White trying to get something started for the Cardinals. Top of the 10th, tied 2-2. Here's the pitch on the way. A tap foul. A rolling foul back to the screen. Grote rushed Mantl's ground ball, which was softly hit. Mantle was limping down the line. As it turned out, he had more time than he thought he had. He wind up down the pitch on the way. He fouls him. And the plate umpire, Vinny Smith, is hobbling in pain. That caught him on the toe. And trainer Bob Bowman of the Cardinals comes out again. A foul tip off of Vinny Smith's knee. The count on Bill White is evened up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Boy, you know that one hurt. Bowman is massaging Vinny Smith's kneecap. Third base umpire Phil McKinley of the American League comes down the line. The entire first base section of the infield is in shadow, as is most of the third base side. Patches of sunlight where Phil Linz is playing near second base and where Pedro Gonzalez is at third. Vinny Smith still huddled over. Limps a little bit now, but he's going to stay in there. Crowd gives him a nice hand. The Cardinals scored 2 and an error set up their run. They got their 2 runs in the 5th inning. The Yankees came back with 2 out in the bottom of the 9th on Tommy Tresh's homer to tie. So now play will be resumed here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bill White, the hitter. Pete Mickelson. Into the windup, and here's a pitch to White. Popped up. Will it stay in play? Nope, on the screen, out of play. And the count stays 2 balls, 2 strikes. Some fan has just lost his hat. It falls from the 3rd tier down to the screen immediately before. What a strange thing happening here today. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pete Mickelson is ready. The delivery now. Foul back to the screen again, right at me. Almost got us through there. Almost at the hat, too. It's interesting to see how much that hat costs. If it's an expensive hat, its owner will probably figure out some way to crawl up to get it. If it was inexpensive, he'll forget about it. 2-2 pitch. Foul back again and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Bill White. We're on the top of the 10th. All tied up 2-2. Tommy Tresh with his 2nd home run. His other home run was against Ray Sadecki. 2 balls, 2 strikes for pitch. Ball 3 is low, and Boyer will be next. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Bill White. Mickelson, who relieved Hal Renniff in the 8th inning and pitched out of trouble. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Bill White. Ball 4 was inside, a change of pace. So White walks. The lead runner's at first with nobody out, and here's Kenny Boyer. Boyer's hit the ball sharply but out every time. Safe on an interference call in the 1st inning.
And in that 9th inning, Mantle's ground ball was booted by Grote to start it off. Howard struck out. Pepitone hit a line drive that Gibson made a great fielding play throwing him out. And then Tresh, with 2 down, tied it with a home run into the right center field bleachers. We're into extra innings, and the play-by-play now by Harry Caray.
Okay, thank you very much, Curt. Top of the 10th inning, Bill White will lead it off. All tied up now, 2-2. Tommy Tresh. The Heroics with a long home run to deep right center. Bill White. He's been hitless today. Here's the pitch by Mickelson. It's a fastball high. White drove in a run, but he's nothing out of 4. 1 out of 19 now for the World Series. We're in the 10th inning, and so the first time the World Series goes in extra innings this year. A costly error by Dick Grote, as it turns out now. Here's the pitch on the way. He swings and he misses, and that evens it up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pete Mickelson, who's pitched 1 2/3 innings of perfect baseball so far. Wears glasses, big right-hander. We're in the top of the 10th, tied up 2-2. There's the windup now, and the pitch to White. Curveball is in there, a beauty, a strike call. 2 strikes and a ball. White says they're not pitching him any differently in this series than they did during the regular season. He's just not hitting. But this is kind of a fellow who might unload on you at any time, as did Tommy Tresh. In the bottom of the 9th, a dramatic home run. Here's the pitch. A tap foul off to the right. 2 strikes and a ball. 65,633 paid here today. The Cardinals led for 8 2/3 innings, and then Tommy Tresh destroyed Bob Gibson's dream of a shutout. 2 strikes and a ball. Here's the pitch on the way. Slow change high, he almost went fishing for it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mickelson has had great results with that change of pace of his. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Ball 3 is low, and Boyer will be next. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Bill White. Pete Mickelson, who relieved Hal Renniff in the 8th inning and pitched out of trouble. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Bill White. Ball 4 was inside, a change of pace. So White walks. The lead runner's at first with nobody out, and here's Kenny Boyer. Boyer's hit the ball sharply but out every time. Safe on an interference call in the 1st inning. He won the ball game yesterday, you know, with a grand slammer. Runner at first, nobody gone. Mickelson gets set. He'll pitch off a stretch now. White a lead, and here's the pitch. He shortens up and bunts. Past the mound. He's going to go for a hit. Everybody is safe. Kenny Boyer bunted so perfectly that he beat it out. Bobby Richardson was headed for first base to cover. Pepitone started in. Mickelson came off the mound, and Boyer bunted right by him towards second base. The Cardinals have runners at first and second and nobody out. Mickelson, a big right-hander, stands 6'3", weighs 210. He'll be 25 years old on the 25th day of this month. Here's Dick Grote up there. They expect him to sacrifice. There's the stretch in the pitch. He tried to bunt, miss. They got White picked off second. He's trying for third. He is safe. The throw gets away from Gonzalez. Bill White was picked off second base and very wisely didn't try to get back, advanced to third, and dove in headlong. The throw was low. And so White's at third, Boyer at first, nobody out. The play went from Elston Howard to Phil Linz to Pedro Gonzalez. The infield now is in. Dick Grote up there. The stretch. Here's the pitch. Smash to the third baseman. He's going to throw to second base for one out, and that's all they can get. The infield was in, and Gonzalez had to wait for Richardson to get over to cover. The ball was in on one hop right at him. Now McCarver comes up. The situation's the same with one away. Runners at first and third. McCarver's had 2 hits, 2 out of 4. The infield is playing back around short and second now, hoping for a double play. Richardson is back. Linz is back. Left-handed batter waiting. The outfield is shallow. There's the stretch. The pitch to McCarver. Fastball low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. McCarver has squeezed home a run for the Cardinals previously. Not this year, but last year, in the game against Cincinnati. Bill White was credited with a stolen base on that play where he's picked off second and advanced to third. The pitch to McCarver. A high pop foul back, and the count is even to the ball and a strike. McCarver now is the key man. There's only 1 out now. The infield in at first and third, back at short and second. McCarver for a catcher runs well. So he isn't an easy double play target. The outfield shallow enough to have a play at the plate on a fly ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pete Mickelson at the belt. Here's the pitch on the way. Outside. 2 balls and a strike. Bill White trying to bother the pitcher as he comes down the line. A walk, a safe bunt, a force play. That's what's happened here in the 10th. Runners at first and third, only 1 out. The game tied 2-2. Mickelson takes a look around. Bill White, the runner at third base. McCarver waiting. Mickelson takes a lot of time getting ready. Now time is called as McCarver steps out of the batter's box. Mickelson wanting to make sure that he had the right sign. 1 ball, 2 balls and a strike. Here's the stretch. Now the pitch on the way. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike on Tim McCarver. He takes a look at the third base coach, Vern Benson. If the pitch is to his liking, and probably he'll be hitting. 3 balls and a strike. Runners at first and third. Grote is not fast. He's at first. White, a little better than average speed, is at third. 3 balls and a strike. Now the signal given. Here's the pitch on the way. A ground ball fouled on the first base line. Hit that ball sharply, and now it's 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. On 2 previous hitters on a 3-2 situation, Mickelson has thrown that big change of pace curve. 3 balls, 2 strikes. McCarver the batter. There's the stretch by Mickelson. Here's the pitch. There goes Grote. There's a drive way back. It might be out of here. It could be. It is a home run. Tim McCarver being congratulated by everybody. A long drive into the lower section in right field. And the Cardinals have taken a 5-2 lead. McCarver's first World Series home run. And the Cardinals' third home run of the series.
Boy, Harry, this fellow's been some ball player for the Cardinals in this series.
That he is. Here's a curveball to Shannon low now. Mickelson on 3-2 threw a fastball, and McCarver really put the wood to it. 5-2, the Cardinals lead in the top of the 10th. Mike Shannon, the batter. Now the windup on the pitch by Mickelson. Swung on and missed. The Cardinals have only hit 3 home runs in this World Series, but what big ones. Shannon got the first one in St. Louis off Whitey Ford with a man on to tie the first game of the series at 4-4, and the Cardinals went on to win 9-5. Yesterday, Boyer hit one with the bases loaded to win the game 4-3. And now McCarver just hit one with 2 on to give the Cardinals a 5-2 lead. Shannon takes a curve inside. 2 balls and a strike. 3 runs are in. 5-2 St. Louis in the top of the 10th. McCarver hitting almost 500 for the series. Here's the pitch. Low. 8 out of 17 from McCarver, and he had 3 hits in a row here today. 3 out of 5. 23-year-old catcher. They must be dancing in the street in his hometown of Memphis, Tennessee, where he is king.
No Tennessee waltz.
Mike Shannon has a count of 3 balls and a strike. Now ready? Here's the pitch. Strike call, the fastball over the outside corner. So this World Series continues to mount in excitement as these 2 ball clubs so evenly matched scratch at each other through a very exciting series. Here's the pitch. Shannon swings and strikes out on a curveball. So that's 2 away now, and it brings up Dal Maxville. Maxville has had 1 out of 4. This thing isn't over yet. Let's take a look ahead to the bottom half of the 10th. It'll be pinch hitter for the pitcher and then the top of the batting order. Bob Gibson's assignment in the bottom of the 10th will be to keep from getting to the siege guns of the Yankee lineup. Here's a pitch. Maxville hits a slow roller. The pitcher's going to have to cover the toss. He is safe out at first base. The pitcher had a leap for the bag, and the Cardinals, Joe Schultz argues with the first base umpire, claiming that he missed the bag, but Maxville is out. Pepitone to Mickelson. So it is 3 runs, 2 hits, no errors and nobody left. And now at the middle of the 10th inning, the score, Cardinals 5, Yankees 2.
1965 Plymouth Fury. 22 big, plush models, solidly in the low-price class. Big, plush, 65 Plymouth Fury.
Something exciting, something exciting.
Now, with all the roaring 65s at your Plymouth dealers.
Something for everyone, the roaring 65s.
Batting for Mickelson, number 12,
Mike Keegan, whose dad was a Major League star with the Cleveland Indians and other ball clubs. Mike, a first baseman and outfielder. Left-handed batter. He's hitting for Pete Mickelson. 5-2, the Cardinals lead. We're in the bottom half of the 10th inning. There's the windup now on the pitch by Gibson, and the fastball is wide. It'll be Mike Keegan, Phil Linz, and Bobby Richardson coming up in this inning. Here's a bouncing ball foul off to the right. And the count is evened up, a ball and a strike. The fan missed the chance as he reached over the railing. Mike Keegan will replace Tony Kubek on the Yankee roster for the World Series. Here's the pitch on the way. High pop foul out of play into the stands. 2 strikes and a ball. The Cardinals with a 3-run lead now as a result of Tim McCarver's first Major League home run, coming with 2 men on base in the top of the 10th. Here's the pitch. It's a strike 3 call. That's the 13th strikeout for Bob Gibson. Mike Hegan, batting for Mickelson, is called out on strikes. And Curt, I believe that's the first called 3rd strike. Checking quickly at the score sheet.
I think you're right, Harry. All the previous ones have been swinging 3rd strikes.
There's an oddity, too. Here now is Phil Linz, the shortstop. Pops up on the first pitch. On the infield. Boyer getting under the ball at the pitcher's mound. He's got it. Linz on the first pitch, popped to Boyer. Here's Bobby Richardson. Richardson's had 2 out of 4. A Yankee error gave the Cardinals a chance to score the first 2. Cardinal error gave the Yankees a chance to score their 2. But then McCarver took care of everything in the 10th inning. Here's a fastball to Bobby Richardson. A strike is called. 2 men out, nobody on base. We're in the bottom half of the 10th inning. The Cardinals leading 5-2. The pitch on the way. Ground ball up the middle, and Richardson has another hit. And this game isn't over yet. Richardson gets his 3rd hit of the ball game. A ground ball up the middle, and here's Roger Maris. And should he get on, Mickey Mantle would be coming up. And many of the fans who had started for the exits now stop and jam up the aisle. They realize the rapidity with which ball games can turn. First pitch to Maris is high. Bobby Richardson now has 9 hits in this series, which is only in its 5th game. The record is 12. Roger Maris, the batter. He's nothing out of 4 today. There's the stretch. Gibson's pitch. High pop foul. If it stays in play, the ball game will be over. Boyer near the stands, reaching. Cardinals win it. Boyer a one-handed stab in the box. And the Cardinals have taken the lead in the series as Roger Maris fouls out to Kenny Boyer. So the final score, the Cardinals 5, the Yankees 2 in 10 innings. Well, the World Series will switch now to St. Louis for the 6th game Wednesday afternoon at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. Well, I tell you, Curt, I have the feeling this thing might go 7 games. These 2 ball clubs are so evenly balanced, and it's so far it's certainly been a most exciting series. And I think a little bit of an oddity, Curt, is the fact that it's rare indeed that you see the opposition beat the Yankees with their own weapon, which is a home run ball.
That's right, and that's what young McCarver did there in the 10th inning. So it's 3-2, Cardinals lead, and again, Harry Caray.
The totals again, 5 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Cardinals. Gibson now 1-1 in series competition, and the Yankees 2 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. Pete Mickelson, the loser, he's now 0-1. This broadcast is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the Commissioner of Baseball solely for the entertainment of our listening audience. And any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Commissioner of Baseball is prohibited. So speaking now for our air producer, Ken McGregor, for our engineer, George Robinson, for Curt Gowdy, this is Harry Caray, reminding you to be sure to tune in Wednesday at 1:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for the 6th game of this exciting 1964 World Series, when your host, as today, again will be Gillette, the people who know men best, and Chrysler Corporation, maker of Plymouth, Dodge trucks, Chrysler, and Imperial.
This is KMOX and KMOX FM Radio, the World Series voice of St. Louis.
Flavor, for the fun of it, flavor. Wherever you go, drink it. Push the berry in the beer, you ought to get to know.
Flavor you ought to get to know. A tall glass of cold, refreshing Busch Bavarian beer.
Enjoy one soon.
Flavor for the fun of it. Bush Bavarian beer.
8 million folks enjoy the most. They go 3A from coast to coast.
We worry not. We have a way. All we say is AAA.